All right, we are live. We are live on Zoom, and we are checking in to be live every place else. We are working on it. Welcome everyone to Wake the F Up, the mastermind. The mastermind. This is where you actually master your mind. This is where we get the work done. This is the Eat the Frog sessions, okay? See, copy this, and let's put this over here. Okay, I don't want that in there. Take that out. Why do you keep putting that in there? So we are, this is the behind the scenes. Yeah, you're seeing what we got going on behind the scenes. And the, can we move that flower over closer to the banner? Closer to the banner, please. And we got our whole tech team in here as we get ready to do this. And I want to copy this. Copy this, and I wanted to paste over here because y'all know how Mac do, right? Okay, there we go. So copying from one device to the next. Yeah. Oneness Wellness Lifestyles. We're about to go live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Vimeo, on Zoom, of course, and all over the place. And then it'll be posted into the community for those of you who either came late and didn't get all this juiciness, or those of you who are watching the replay. So we are looking forward to I've got a tremendous show for you on today, episode of Wake the F Up, and the F is for frequency accelerated beingness, and your forgotten available blessings. That's what the F is for. Okay, we've elevated, we've transcended the F-bomb. All right, we on a whole new frequency. We in like fourth density, love you with our heart energy. All right, so we not cussing at you. All right, we don't do that. So I'm excited to be here with you on today. I'm Shifa Ali Scott, for those of you who may not know me, and I've been natural health and healer for over 50 years. Yes, over 50 years. We do everything from skincare to soul care, and the Wake the F Up 2025 Ascension event is the mastermind to help you to control what's going on in here, so that you can control what's going on out there. So this is the whole nother level to the manifestation conversation that we've been having all over the planet, right? Especially if you follow any of the feeds on Facebook and all the thought leaders and everybody, it's all about what you're manifesting. And we know that one of the things that I think we all are clear about is that we are manifesting what we think about. We are manifesting how we behave. It mirrors back to us. So if we are such and such a way with other people, then that's such and such a way the universe is going to be with us. Okay? And it's accelerated. It is accelerated. It comes back really fast. Okay? So the synchronicities of that are signs and symbols. And some of what you may notice are numbers that seem to be repeating in your experience, or places or conversations that come up repeatedly. And they are signs of what is necessary and what is happening in our experience. All right. Thank you. So cameras on now. All right. So we are going to have a wake the F up fun time today, all right? And if you are not aware of where we have been and what we have been doing since January, actually, since January, we are on lesson 25 of the Introduction to Galactic Consciousness, because the other part of this is that we are not only human, right? We are more than human, okay? That we are actually in a planetary galactic relationship with all that is, right? And we call all this the quantum field or the source field, and it is the energy, vibration, the thought, the mind of the one infinite creator that we are all a part of. So it expands our vision, our understanding, our awakening into what we call oneness. Oneness, Oneness, oneness. And with this oneness, with this oneness, we have the ability, yeah, we're still getting all of our tech stuff going, okay? So we're going to go.
Just switch it back and forth between your camera and his camera.
Okay.
So it's on his camera now.
So why is his camera open?
It's going back and forth.
Is your camera closed?
So I think it's hearing you talking, it's coming through his PC and it's switching.
I got it. Audio.
Turn it off. Yeah, okay. All right, so I think we're ready to go. Hey, Facebook. Hey, how y'all doing over there? Okay, I'm going to share this to a group, and it's going to go to Divine Women in Finance. It's going to go to Awaken the Healer Within. It's going to go to, what else do we have over here? That's enough for right now. Okay, so we are in, let me move this like this. Okay, there we go. Are we good? Okay, so the text says we are good. All right, welcome to Wake the F Up. This is your Mastermind Ascension Event 2025. I am here with my Destiny twin, Ms. Felicia Muhammad, and am welcoming her back. And in her background, we are so thankful and grateful for the life, the energy, the peace, the blessings, the love from Ms. Brenda Ford Walker, who made her transition from 3D last week, right? Maybe about 2 weeks ago, and her homegoing celebration was the celebration of the century. And we are really happy, thankful, and grateful for all that she is, So welcome, Ms. Felicia. And I'm gonna come right back to you. I want to welcome our timekeeper, the working the time machine is Mr. Paul Scott, my husband. Paul Scott Jr., PESJ, is in the house and running the technical boards for us, the sound, the lights, the cameras, the computers, the boards, all that stuff, right? All that tech engineering is Rashidi Nisube, as always, all right, in the house. So we couldn't do it without him. We're thankful and grateful for our team, Oneness Wellness Lifestyles. We are OWL, OWL, Oneness Wellness Lifestyles. That's who we be, all right? So Ms. Felicia, welcome back. Mic check. No, not hearing you. Okay, how come I can't hear her? Can you hear her? Okay, no, none of us are hearing you right now. We're not hearing you right now. Okay, so while we work that part out, your mic is off. Oh no, that's your fireflies. Where are you? Let's see. Let's close that and see what's happening with you. Okay, I'm not hearing you. We're not hearing you. I don't know why, we got Felicia over here on the Zoom and we can't hear her. And that ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. So we're working that part out. So while we're waiting to hear from her, and I'm sure she'll blast right in as soon as the situation is resolved. I'm going to bounce over here and share my screen because I want you to see if this is your first time with us. I want you to see what we got going on.
Is she talking now?
Are you talking now? Yes, she's talking.
Mic check.
She's talking.
Can you hear me? Mic check.
Okay, we can hear you a little
Mic
bit.
check.
We can hear you a little bit. Okay.
Check.
So I'm actually sharing my screen right now. What you need?
Your sound on your computer?
My
Mic
sound
check,
on the
mic
computer is up all the way.
Mic check.
I can hear.
Check. Mic.
Okay, I'm not hearing her. Okay. So one of the wonderful things about the magic of the movie is that you can edit stuff out. And so some of this stuff is going to be edited out. But you who are public,
I get feedback.
Live and in living color.
okay, there she is. Let me stop the share. Can you hear?
You can hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yay!
You
I
can
can
hear
hear you
me
now. I can
now.
hear you now. We can
Yay,
hear
give
her now. We
thanks.
can hear her now. Okay, we give thanks. Yes. Okay. So I have to do this before you talk, and you can join in with me, right?
Yes.
All right. Love. 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 Love.
Yes, love.
So Felicia started the love energy, and one of the things that's really beautiful about it is that Ms. Brenda picked it up and took it to her prayer warrior group, and now they all sing love. So that is definitely part of our signature now. Yes.
Give
So Ms.
thanks.
Felicia, welcome back. You've been on hiatus, taking care of your family for about a month now, and you've been on the mainland for about 2 months now. So tell
3
us
months.
about 3 months. It's been 3 months. Oh my God! No
Yes,
wonder I'm in
it's
withdrawal around here.
March.
Right? She's been gone 3 months. We over here in Hawaii.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have been. I know how long I've been gone. Yes. From the island.
Yes, from the island. Yes.
Yes.
What you need? I need to. Am I still sharing? What's happening? My tech guy is running around here behind me, so I'm like, what? What's happening? Okay. So talk to us
Yeah,
a little
3
bit. Talk
months
to us. Yeah.
of coming back to support my mom. The goal was, and her desire was to come to Hawaii with me to complete her healing process. And God saw fit and she agreed. She aligned her will up with his will and agreed. And they saw differently. So she made her transition June 9th. I was there every day, every step of the way for the last 3 months, supporting her in the journey. And the last, maybe it was probably in May, the last month was the decline, starting the transition to, as they call it, the death walk. Some call it the death walk, and just that dying transition. And so it was definitely a lively experience, I must say.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was full of doing everything you can, expectation, and living to the fullest, in every facet of the experience, if I can say it like that. So even on the days where, we always had something going on, as the body was shifting and the organs were starting to fail, she kept the smile, she kept the energy, she kept the faith, and of being able to, continue to share her life, you know. And I noticed she got more comical. She got more comical. And even as her voice was starting to decline and leave, when it was something that she did not want, oh, she mustered up the sound, the frequency, okay, to communicate. And yeah, so it was definitely a humbling and empowering and surreal experience, to see the different dynamics. It was truly amazing. And another reason I say she was really funny is that she was having what is called syncope, and that's where she would have these fainting spells, right? And after we discovered what it was, after the second one, she started messing with me. So what do I mean messing with me? So she was acting like she was about to pass out. She's like, "Oh, I'm just playing," and I'm like, "Are you really trying to traumatize me more? Like, really?" And she would just laugh. She was like, "Okay, okay, I apologize. I apologize. That wasn't right. I apologize." And of course, it was funny to her, but it wasn't funny to me.
I'm
But I
sure.
did laugh about it, after the fact, because I was like, "Oh my God, this woman, she believes that." So nevertheless, though, her spirit, her desire for extending her life and us doing all that we can to extend the life, was honored. And even when she wasn't, when she was on the breathing machine, she was still very communicative. She could follow commands, and her lungs, where her breath was getting stronger, but her body was still just really weak. And so, at a later time inside of the community, because she did start writing a book on her journey, her gratitude journey to cancer, and all the lessons that she learned as a result of the second round, because this was the second time she had cancer. First time, the first time we definitely were able to overcome it, and so she had even more will the second time when it came to doing what she needed to do and help the body, and the mental capacity, and even some areas she wasn't supported in environmentally, and I don't even know that she communicated the changes that needed to be made by environmentally to be able to support her. So I don't know if that was communicated or not. However, she was making this to bring all of that into play, where she would have that full experience of having the environment, the nutrition, the emotional support, the subconscious block clearing, dealing with the traumas and the programming that supported the condition to be able to be created, co-created, right? Um, and so what am I saying when I say that? So because where the cancer was, it was in her creative center, it was the second chakra. Um, she was able to, through some of the work that we were doing together with the subconscious block clearing, trauma clearing work that I do, she was going through that and um, had major breakthroughs in how and why the cancer was created in the first place for the experience. And so she was very proud of herself that she received the download and she received the information and was able to go within and connect to that time that space and time on the timeline, the past timeline, that initially that was the creation point. Okay, that was the creation point of the experience, just over the 50 something years. She was 73, but over the 50 something years, because it occurred when she was in her 20s, late 20s. So, so again, she was definitely practicing what we are empowering you to be able to know how to do for yourself, with wake the F up, right? And being able to take back and remember, recall, go within and expand, remember your forgotten available blessing, right? And even being able to phenomenally be aware of your frequency, the frequency that you carry, and at what points in your life and your experience where you had those severe dips in your frequency, and then you lingered there and allowed the imbalance of the immune system to get out of sync, out of harmony, and create an environment where now the cancer cells that are present within each and every one of us, when the environment is created, then they now have expression and they now have purpose. All right. So so that's what we're here to support you in being able to do on this journey, is like she was doing. She was definitely making great strides and changing, and had some support, and was getting more support to be able to awaken her body's ability to self-heal at another whole level, because she did recognize her capacity in being able to do that from the very first time she had cancer. So she even had more of a will to continue and even take it to another whole level. So um, we're encouraged today to empower you to, and as I was leading to, I was saying that I was going to share with you some of the gratitude that she was expressing through her journaling of this whole experience, to be able to share with you all. So that will be coming out in a book, and just her insights and her wisdom and the lessons learned. And we will be sharing that with you all, and we're going to be talking about some of that today, so you don't have to wait for that. And really being able to serve, for me, from your heart space, because no matter what, when my mother uh, told me she had, what the challenge was when in 2023, and she knew what some of the options were, and the path that she chose, as she says, she could have chosen the wide path that everybody goes down, but she chose the narrow path. And it is a road less traveled. And so in hearing that, my expression to her, my communication to her, was that I support you, whatever you decide to do. I am here. And through God's grace, absolute, almighty everything. Oh, I have no regrets. I am so grateful for every choice made, every person who supported, me, and supporting my mom. And she truly, truly, truly lived a life that will continue to feed and nourish everyone who knows her and who knows me, because the light will keep shining as long as I have breath. it will keep shining. And I know that's the same sentiment of my brother as well. And so, yeah, this heart and the gratitude, again, that will be able to support us in solving, co-creating a lot of the solutions to the problems that we have created for ourselves. Okay, because there are no victims. My mother was not a victim. Okay, she made a choice, and she had free will to do so. Okay, and I support the choice and the change that she was making. And so we all have the capacity to do the same. And this movement, this mastermind of waking the F up, empowers you and gives you the tools, and you have the support, and you have the strategies, and you have everything you need to be able to make that change and remember your forgotten available blessings. So I'm excited and I'm grateful to be back.
We're excited as well and happy that you're back on the live and soon to be back in Hawaii. Ah! Yes, yes, yes. Let me get this phone back attached and put it back in position. Let's see. All right. So one of the things that we're going to talk about today is that heart space that Felicia has alluded to that is important for us. Yes, I know I'm like all over the place over here. It's okay. Y'all going to be all right. The information is what's most important, right? Right. And getting the okay, that's good enough. Okay, so it's the information. So thank you, sis, for sharing your heart and your mind, your feelings, your excitement. There is the light is absolutely shining through you, with no doubt, and I'm excited with you. And we're going to continue the journey in peace, love, light, and joy. Peace, love, light, and joy. One of the things that has surfaced in my experience just yesterday was information in streaming that I received about when people make the transition, and that in order to go, so we're in this ascension event, and in order to make the ascension from 3D into 4D, we pass through the change called death, and we have the ability to come back in a 4D body because the green ray is absolutely in a full array in true color. The true green color is already on the planet of 4D, of fourth dimension. And for many of us who are heart-centered, right? Those of us who are heart-centered, we who are in service to others, we who maintain our frequency and our beingness in conscious, coherent consistency, walk in 4D already. We walk in 4D already because moving from the heart space, living from the heart space is the alignment. That is the alignment. And it's not just it's not an intellectual thing. It's not an intellectual thing. It's a emotional feeling tone of service to others, of gratitude, of thankfulness to the one infinite creator, the almighty absolute O, right? And in that space we call oneness, the quantum field, the source field, the field of all that is, right? When you are in that space in your heart, then your your attitude, your conversation, your behavior, everything in your life lines up with that, everything. And so in the 13 steps, we have a book called The 13 Steps that give you the way, the path, that give you it's a guide to help you along the way of your conscious, consistent, coherent intensity of that is what your life is made of, that it flows from your heart. And when your heart and your brain, the centers in your brain are coherent, right, then you get this outpicturing in an experience of a fourth dimension right here, while others are still in the third dimension. And we are coexisting together. We are coexisting together on a different plane. So with Miss Brenda making her transition from what I have stated from the beginning is from her third dimension density experience into a fourth dimension experience right here on this planet, because this planet, everybody, all of us, all everybody, right? That's not even a word. Everybody, all of us, humanity, the planet included, is ascending, and that is this experience that we're having together is so that you can master your mind. Talk to Facebook for a little bit over here, so that you can master your mind and make it coherent with your heart and bring those two together so that your experience is what you desire for your life, right? Outpictured. So pay attention to the in-streamings, the downloads, as you call them, okay? So this is really important. So thank you. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Right? Yeah. So I'm hooked now. I'm like, yes. And I was already hearing you say it, right? So it has so much more impact, right? I mean, hanging out with Miss Brenda, you know what I'm saying? She was everywhere that was important for us. She went on all the road trips. She was down like that, right? She was, right? She supported not only with her heart and her mind. She supported with her finances. She supported in any way that she would support. Anytime, all the time, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So
she was waiting on her skincare.
And she was waiting on her skincare. See?
She was waiting on her skincare.
So
she sure was.
So it's a happy story. It's a happy story. We can't wait to get to her journal. That's going to be amazing. Yeah. And I'm going to share with you now the information from this mastermind and why it's important. And we're going to talk about remembering your heart. So I'm going to open up this part, and then I'm going to give it over to Ms. Felicia, so that when we talk about, and we'll have the conversation together, some parts, the gratitude piece, because she's done a whole research and a research paper, right, that was internationally recognized, and it ties into everything that we do here at Oneness Wellness Lifestyles, and living through our hearts with gratitude. So I'm going to share my screen again, and continuing to be thankful. Let's go here and go here. And are you seeing my screen? Okay, very good. Let's get this over here. So yeah, this is the Wake the F Up Mastermind, Forgotten Available Blessings, Ascension Event 2025, because it's going to go on for the next 5,000 years, right? But the harvest is happening in the next 100 years, and it is already started like right now. It's happening right now. The harvest is now, right? So some will be in 3D and some will be in 4D. And in order to move from one place to the next, right, it's all about how you be. It's about your frequency accelerated beingness. So when we talk about this, when we talk about oneness and wake the F up, what I really want to jump into today, we were going to do lesson 25 of the Intro to Intergalactic Consciousness. Intro into Galactic Consciousness. Yes, it is intergalactic, but it's galactic consciousness, okay? I'm going to jump right into Remember Your Heart. And this information is available in the community, right? This document that I'm going through is available in the community. So in this work at Oneness Wellness Lifestyles, we teach and believe that the experience of oneness, this is full, right? It's full with the infinite potentials that already exist. So this wake up call, this wake the F up, wake up your forgotten available blessings, wake up your frequency accelerated beingness, okay, is the power of oneness in being inside of this source field, being inside of this quantum field. And this is an invisible field of unifying energy, right? The oneness. And it exists beyond our senses. That's why it's not in your intellect. It exists beyond our senses. It exists beyond matter. Okay, it's a place where you're not your body. You are part of the frequency of the oneness, the frequency of the field, right? And beyond this three-dimensional reality in which we live. So it moves us into a place of frequency accelerated beingness, and you get there, the path there is through meditation. It's through meditation. And in this work, we learn to work with frequency. We learn to work with energy. Okay? One of the lessons that we gave early on was about your chakras, that they are the dials or the knobs, if you will, that you tune them just like you would a radio dial, okay? Just like you would on an audio board, right? You make them coherent to one another, the frequency, in harmony, in rhythm, okay? And when you are moving through them, the center is the heart, And you no longer operate through the first three centers, okay? You operate through the heart. That is where the ascension is taking place. That is where it is happening. That is what is going on, right? That's why this is the ascension event in 2025. It is our choice, right? Our free will to choose to live from the fourth dimension of the heart and elevate our entire beingness. And it will show up in our entire life upon this planet. So beyond the senses, beyond matter, and beyond the three-dimensional reality in which we live. We learn to work with this energy, this frequency, and it carries information, right? The downloads and the in-streaming and all that, you know, that the Rhema, whatever you call it, the revelation, okay, it's coming from a place. It's coming from a frequency. And when you have the ability to tune in, right? To tune in, to dial up your heart and speak through your throat, right? And then see it with your third eye and activate your pineal gland and allow the in-streaming into your crown. That's where it's happening. That's where the party at. Okay? You say, where the party at? That's where the party at. Okay? So when we tune in into the different frequencies by working with our thoughts, which are electric, right? And this is all scientifically proven. It's all scientifically proven. So when we work with our thoughts, which are electric, and our feelings, which are magnetic, and let me tell you, sisters, right? So we always been told that we are too emotional, right? Forget that. Your emotions are part of your toolkit. All right? When you can tune an elevated emotion, not the stuff that come from the drama and the okay? When you can tune an elevated emotion like thankfulness, like gratitude, especially, right? The feelings of love, when you can tune into them, when you can tune into that frequency, those emotions go with are magnetic, and they go with the electricity, and now you are a magnet, electromagnetic, okay? You are magnetic. And how we think combined with how we feel creates an electromagnetic field, right, that has direct effects on our lives. And sometimes we call that the aura. The question is, what is your aura filled with? What you filling up your aura? They say, what's in your wallet, right? What's in your heart? All right. So we recommend a 30-minute meditation, and you can learn to activate and open your heart, generating that coherence I'm talking about through your elevated emotions. And I'm telling you, I come out of the meditation just tears streaming down and my heart in bloom, right? It's like you can actually feel the petals of your heart open up. And this space of the heart is the cilioplasma. It is the cilioplasma, and it is the 1,000-petaled white lotus that opens up, okay? And it is electromagnetic because it is connected to the pineal gland, right? And so you have this heart-brain coherence, right? And so the thing is that whatever it is that you are thinking about and feeling about, and when you combine them with a clear intention, okay, deliberate intent, you combine that with a clear intention with your coherent brain, and you send that strong signal into the field of all possibilities. You send it into the oneness. It is the power of oneness, the power of oneness. And whatever it is that you broadcast into the field is your experiment with your own destiny. And the more coherent your brain is, the more coherent your heart is, the more coherent your signal is, okay? And the more coherent the information being sent out into the field, and the more powerful the magnetic attraction of the future life that you bring to yourself, okay? It is the law of attraction, right? They just didn't tell you how to do it. Right? It was just like, well, just think about what you want, and your emotions are your guide. Yes, all that is true. But how do you become in alignment to get that done, to actually get that done? So where there's a vibrational match, and you've heard this before, for those of us who are familiar with Esther Hicks, I think she was the first person that I heard say that. And it was probably like in the movie The Secret. right? So when there's a vibrational match between your energy and some potential that's in the quantum field, that's in the source field, that's in the oneness, then opportunities and coincidences begin to appear in your life. And they are catalysts to help move you through the process because it's happening all the time as you're living your life, okay? So that's because you're synchronizing your energy to those possibilities because of this vibrational match. And you're tuning your heart into this new future for yourself. And so we have offered you meditations in the community. And through these meditations, you are able to tune into your future with deliberate intent. Okay? And your purpose in life is aligned with your intent. Okay, so it can't be just so you can go have a party or go shopping or, you can't be caught up in the world. Now, you can if you choose, but you're not going to be aligned. And so alignment is about how aligned are you with source energy? How aligned are you with the one infinite creator, the love and the light and the love and the joy? And moving through that every day, all the time, moment by moment, okay? Conscious, coherent, consistent intensity with deliberate intent. All right. So with that as a backdrop, and I think I do need to share one more thing because I don't want to leave you hanging with regard to what's happening in your brain. And then Felicia and I going to, I'm actually going to pass it over to Felicia so she can talk about gratitude and what it is that we are, what we know for sure, right? What we know for sure. Okay, so let me just find where I have this. Here we go. All right, so I think I need to move this to the other screen so Rashidi can have access to it. So let me stop the share for a minute and move this over to the screen where he can see it. There we go. Still working on it, Rashidi. I'm getting there. Let me drag it from here. It won't come over.
Is it minimized?
Oh, okay. All right, we're working through the tech. Let me see. Is it take it out of full screen? He says take it out of full screen. I thought I did. Escape. It's not in full screen. Okay, wait, let's see. No, now it's in full screen. Now it's out of full screen. Okay, so let's try it one more time. Okay, it's not coming over. All right, so here's what we're going to do. All right, he's coming over to help me.
Where's that?
Right here. So it doesn't go that way, and it won't come over here. The mouse comes over, but the document doesn't come on.
Screen. Okay, minimize that. Okay, now move it.
Now move it. Okay. Let me get back to it. So what we're going to do is share with you, this is lesson 25 of the Introduction to Galactic Consciousness. There it is. Okay, great. All right, yay. So he's going to pull that up on the screen. And this is actually lesson, let's see. I want lesson 25. Here we go. This is lesson 25. Now, this document is in the community. This document is in the community. It is the Introduction to Galactic Consciousness, okay? And so we were just talking about how important it is, the opening of the heart, the coherence of the heart and the brain, right? Hey, Nancy. And how it is that when you are coherent, you are with deliberate intent. When you are coherent, heart and mind, with deliberate intent, you are creating a electromagnetic field that draws to you who you are, right? Because that alignment is really going to draw to you who you truly are, right? And you cannot hide from the universe, okay? You cannot hide from the universe. You can't hide from God, okay? So what will show up in your life are the things that either are the opportunities that you have to be in service to others or in service to self, and to make the shift, okay? And to make the shift in grace, ease, and flow. So in the, I see you, timekeeper. In lesson 25, we have the 6+1 mental spheres. So we talked about the heart. We talked about, I'm just going to go here and talk to you about the brain, okay? And ask you, what is your highest vision for the planet? Okay, let's expand that out there, right? This is more than just about you, okay? What is your highest vision for the planet? And take some time in your inner chamber and envision that, okay? And you may even want to write it down. You may want to have a vision statement. And with all the conflict that seems to be happening on the planet right now with this and that part of the world, it's a time for peace, love, light, and joy. So write a vision statement for what you want to see in the world and the direction that you want to see it go in. And one of the exercises that we have here is that each week we activate one of the 6 mental spheres. And the radioplasma of today for us is celio. Okay, when this was written, it was gamma. Okay, and celio is the 4th mental sphere. So let's just look at them. So here's 1 through 7, and you can see it starts with preconscious. And this is the sphere that serves as a resonance chamber of the physical body, where the paranormal faculties are developed and stored, right? And it contains the karmic patterns and past life memory, all right? So that is preconscious. And these all align with the chakras or the energy centers. So, am I not sharing my screen? I'm being told I'm not sharing my screen. So let me pop over here. Yes, on Zoom.
Yeah, you got to send her on Zoom.
Okay. So here we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as we are navigating the tech and navigating our heart, brain, coherence, and these 7 energy centers and mental spheres of the brain, okay? So the preconscious, as I said, and then we have the unconscious, which is this sphere contains conditioned and acquired thought reflexes, right? It's the stuff we do that we think that I'm just wired like that, right? I just been like this my whole life, right? Like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? Lies, right? So one of the mentors that we have is Joe Dispenza, and he has this really powerful thought exercise experience called Rewired, right? So you get to rewire. And and when you rewire, you can change those conditioned programming and those acquired reflexes, those habits that you have. And so that's in the second sphere. In the third sphere, mental sphere, conscious, right? So this sphere contains the fleeting moment to moment awareness, right? So we talk about being in conscious, coherent, consistent intensity moment by moment, right? And so this moment to moment awareness as perceived, right? As it is perceived through the five senses, right? Through the five senses. So in this conscious, it's all about what we can taste, touch, feel, hear, and see, right? Those are the five senses. However, there's so much more going on than that. So that's 3. 4 is what we call continuing consciousness. Now, this sphere of disciplined concentration. This is continuing consciousness. This is when you are in it all the time. You have disciplined your concentration, right? And so people think for me, people think I'm like serious all the time, right? Because I am. I'm serious about this, right? And it's about maintaining an unbroken a stream of consciousness, allowing the in-streaming to come through at all times, moment by moment, no longer falling into the unconscious or the automatic reactions, no longer falling back into the programming, no more falling back into the habits, the conditioned reflexes, no more of that, right? You are conscious, right? So you're in this place of continuing consciousness, right? Nothing moves you, nothing shakes you. You're just dealing with it in this continuing consciousness. And then we have 5, right? So let me do it like this. So in 4D, you are in coherent, continuing consciousness, right? You have disciplined your concentration, right? Through meditation, okay? Number 5 is superconscious. This is the sphere of your 5D electronic body. This is that part of you that lives in chakra 8, above you. This is your mighty I am presence. And this sphere of your 5D electronic body is the receiving station of the telepathic mind programs, okay? So the frequency of what's in the field, the frequency, and you become more like a wave than a particle, right? And you tune into the frequency of the field, right? You recognize yourself in the oneness. And this is the seat of cosmic consciousness. When you can tune in to everything out there, which is really everything inside of you, all right? 6 is subliminal conscious. And this is the sphere of parapsychic, parallel universe access, right? Where you can actually go to other places. Because think about it. In the beginning, I said to you that it is about infinite possibility. And because there are infinite possibilities, they exist somewhere. Yes, they exist. And so they exist in the place, and there are places where you can actually go, okay, parallel to your 3D, parallel universe, right? Parallel. And and it's called subliminal, right? Subliminal. Look the word up. Okay, look that word up. And this is the below the threshold, right? So this is you're in your parapsychic parallel universe access below the threshold. And so this sphere assists in reprogramming conditioned 3D programs. So you absolutely got to get to these places. This is the path. This is the. So Felicia talked about the narrow path, right? It is the road less traveled. Everybody ain't doing this, right? There are very few of us walking in 4D in this 3D reality. And there are parallel levels of consciousness where you can go because your wealthy self already exists somewhere. Your healthy self already exists somewhere. Okay? Your happy self, your wonderful relationship already exists in a parallel experience that you can go to subliminally, and you can magnetize, attract that to you through what we just talked about with your heart brain coherence. Okay? With your heart brain coherence. And that is where your pineal gland lives. Okay? That is where your pineal gland lives. And the seventh is what we call the holomine perceiver. The holomine perceiver. And this sphere, and this is part of our new evolving sense organ, right? You feel it, you're waking up, you know you're more awake now than you have been. Your dreams are more lucid, you get more telepathic hits, you're having more deja vus, you may be having an experience in your body of pain in certain parts as your body transitions because the planet is heating up and there's all kinds of different sensations that we're having in our bodies. And we get to recognize them and then associate them with what's going on in our life that is actually the out picturing showing up in this in the what we call a distortion in the field, a distortion in your energy field. Okay? And so this is a new sense organ, your holomine perceiver, the noospheric sensing device. Well, what is the noosphere? It is the thinking atmosphere of the planet. And it contains master control panel that governs all other spheres. Okay? You got that? So you would think of this as the crown chakra. So this is a new sense organ that has been implanted with green ray into the crown chakra so that we can receive from the thinking layers of the earth, the thinking layers of the planet, okay, which is a living organism. So I wanted to share this with you because I went really a lot into the heart brain, but if you don't really understand what's happening in your brain, you won't necessarily connect or understand how to align, right? We're talking about that alignment between your heart and what's happening in your brain. And I'm going to stop my share and also share this with you as we come to Felicia, that they have found that there are over 40,000 neurons, right, in the heart. And neurons were usually only in the brain. I guess they never thought to look in the heart, right? Who would be looking for brain cells in the heart? But the heart has neurons. It is a brain. It is a brain. And that's why it can be coherent with the brain. So with that, I'm going to go over to Ms. Felicia. She is a brain specialist. Right? And I say that because she has had a desire to know about the brain since she was a little kid, right? A child. So we're going to pass the mic check over to her, and let's talk about gratitude.
Mic check. Interesting. I had something I did want to share on what you were just talking about, because before we go into the gratitude with the time that we have remaining, and it is from this book that I am reading, and it is so, I think it will serve our audience with more relatable content that they can connect with and get it. 'Cause due to the fact that this is um, time to wake the F up.
It's time to wake the F up.
Time to wake the
I
F
mean,
up.
I mean.
And so I want to let me share my screen, and I want to read a few of the excerpts that I think were very poignant to what you were sharing with us about the heart and the brain connection. All right. Okay, so let me share.
Trying to get my Facebook audience a little bit more.
Okay,
In the energy field.
documents. Okay, let's see. And okay, I only have no second camera. Okay. So we're gonna share screen. Okay. I'll take that out. I'm gonna pull you over here.
Not removing.
And can you all see my screen?
Yes. Ooh.
Okay. So the book is called The Heart Code, Tapping the Wisdom and Power of Our Heart Energy by Paul T. Parasol. And so the points you were making that I wanted to add some more context to support people in really feeling and being within the heart space, because with the condition that the world is in now, as you were stating, for us to write out what our vision is for the world, how we're serving, right? Ourselves first and foremost, and then the world, right? It's really, is definitely a direct order that will support everyone in being able to have a different experience should they choose to. All right, and not be a victim and not feel like the woe is me and, with everything that's happening in the world, because we're here to tell you that it does not have to be your reality. Okay. And as you implement the tools and the processes and the things that we're sharing with you, you will be able to prove it to yourself that does not, what's happening to others and what's happening in the world does not have to be your reality. All right. So right here it says, our ancestors knew that the heart had energy, a powerful energy, and that it conveyed deep wisdom. However, as the human species developed its brain, it began to lose sight of its heart. At this point in history, as we venture into space, create global communications, and invent all sorts of technological tools and toys, we are poised to destroy ourselves, our children, and everything around us. Have we simply lost our minds, or have we lost something deeper? Have we lost our hearts?
Wow.
The intelligence of the brain is not to be faulted. On the contrary, as you will see as you read this book, the scientific tools created by the modern brain provide a new technology for conceiving and perceiving the energy and intelligence of the heart. And so what I thought was really cool, where it says, while Dr. Paul Parasol, PhD, the inspired author of this book, has taken the vision even beyond the current technology, he reaches this vision not only from his understanding of the ancient wisdom of his Hawaiian ancestors,
What?
kahuna, medicine, women and men, but from his training in psychoneuroimmunology and his knowledge of modern physics, psychology, and cardiology. These are big words for big ideas, but like all big ideas, they are wonderfully simple at their core. So I want to go down a little bit further because he makes reference to, okay, I think this part is really crucial too to support what you're teaching us. When we began our research in 1993 on what we called energy cardiology, we drew upon the simplest ideas in physics and cardiology and integrated these ideas with modern systems theory. When these ideas were married intellectually and emotionally, the result was a veritable explosion of testable predictions that could forever change how we view not only the human heart, but heart in general. The coded pulsations emanating throughout the cosmos that give frequency and form to the universe.
Yes, yes,
Heinz
yes.
Pagel's PhD, the latest great physicist, understood the deep significance of such universal codes in his book, The Cosmic Code, Quantum Physics as the Language of Nature. All right? Okay, so I'm going to go on. And the other part that I wanted to share that supports what you were saying is, okay, I think I need to go here. All right. Okay. The Heart's Code honors the follow and follows the clinical observations and empirical science, suggesting, for example, that the heart stores energy and information that comprise the essence of who we are, and that sensitive persons who have received cardiac transplants may reveal the often invisible heart's code of the donor's organs
Mm-hmm.
living inside of them. All right, and so we know we have, for those of you who have studied cadaver medicine, you understand that when you take on the organ of someone else, you take on characteristics, qualities of that person who had that organ, right? So when Gary was a professor of psychology and psychiatry at Yale University in the early 1990s, he unexpectedly discovered the logic of the systemic memory mechanism, an explanation for how atoms, cells, and organs, such as the heart, naturally store coded information and experience three fears. The first fear was that to determine whether the logic was truly correct, he would have to write a paper outlining the logic and share it with his colleagues. Once his colleagues knew the implications of the logic, for example, that hearts could learn and carry one's personal code, they might question his credibility, to put it mildly. The second fear was that if the logic turned out to be wrong, this would be no small blunder, another understatement. But the third fear was the worst of all. The logic might actually be correct. If this was true, then Gary would have to dramatically change his cherished beliefs about how nature worked. How he handled these three fears was prototypic of the sane scientist. He didn't share the logic with virtually anyone and kept it quiet for 12 years. So he communicated his theory with Linda, and she said the story must be told. And so they go on to talk about this last point that I want to make, is that the logic of storing information can be extended to storing energy, which provides a key to understanding deep implications of the work we are doing in energy cardiology. We decided it was time to be brave and began to share the logic with those in the scientific and clinical community who were open to changing their minds. One of the scientists and clinicians shared the logic with was Mr. Paul Pearsall. And so, to the delight, we discovered that our theorizing and basic science found strong support not only through Parasol's extensive clinical observations with transplant patients, but also through his deep insights based on his cultural history, which provides a profound foundation for the new paradigm, what Parasol calls cardiac energetics and the L energy. Parasol is especially creative and caring, and these qualities are expressed both professionally and personally. So this is where he talks about the L energy that pushes us beyond current medical science basics and clinical understandings of ECGs, electrocardiograms, and MCGs, magnetic cardiograms. And so medical science, this is important because I think about the experience and all that I saw that my mother experienced from a person who was hardly ever sick or having to go to a doctor for anything. Now, she stayed in the dentist, okay? She stayed at the dentist. She kept some teeth tight. But anything else, it wasn't until the later years that, she began having the challenges. And so I found this really interesting due to the fact that when we are in those facilities, the model that we are being compared to is a model that whose melanin content is less than ours. So by the time the disease or the condition shows up on the body, is 6 times worse. And so this is why what we're sharing with you today with Waking the F Up supports you in being able to be in tune with your body, your best friend, all right? And paying attention to the signals that your body, best friend, your heart gives you, all right? Mm-hmm. And so,
can I
yes,
make a,
please.
I see on that page, right, because I'm reading the paper, right? So it says, right there where your cursor is, it says, this means that the heart's biophysical energy and information travel through the body and reaches the outside of the skin. Y'all know we do skin, right?
Yes.
Heart sounds, another source of energy and information, also travel through the fluids and make their way to the outside of the skin. Now what happens to all this measurable energy and information once it reaches the skin? What happens? Does it simply stop, disappear? Is it to be ignored or forgotten?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I want the fact that this is being mentioned and the fact that we pay such caring and loving attention to the skin, right, as the largest organ of our body, and now we're getting to see that our heart is communicating through the skin.
Yes.
Through the skin.
Yes.
So that jumped out at me while you were sharing. So I wanted to just bring that to light.
Yes. And so then it goes on to say that simple physics tells us that energy and information leave the body and go out into space.
Yeah.
It reaches our loved ones and our pets and plants. It extends to the sky, and yes, logically, the electromagnetic field expands into the vacuum of space at the speed of light. 186,000 miles per second. Okay? Through the signal strength, though the signal strength will obviously be very tiny, each second after our heart beats, our individual heart code has expanded and traveled 186,000 miles into space. Like star codes whose energy and information travel through space forever, and we are made of matter, energy, and information derived from ancient stars. So too, logically, does our heart's code, the largest source of biophysical energy in the body, travel through space forever?
Woo!
Okay, one more part.
Okay. This is good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get to gratitude next week.
Okay.
You want to be grateful for this.
Yes.
Yeah. The heart code points the way to a new revolution in our thinking. Metaphorically, the heart is the sun.
Yes.
The pulsing, energetic center of our biological solar system. And the brain is the earth, one of the most important planets in our biophysical system. One implication of energy cardiology cardio-energetic revolution is the radical meaning root idea that energetically the brain revolves around the heart, not the other way around. Okay? So
The brain revolves around the heart.
The heart.
Yes.
Not the other way
around.
Yeah. So the skeptic would be quick to say heart energy, heart codes, heart intelligence, heart wisdom. These ideas are all metaphors, and she or he will be correct. However, the same is true for ideas that conceive of creation as Big Bang, light as massless particles, gravity as a force, or thinking as information processing. Metaphors are stories recreating tools of the mind that help us envision and understand nature and hopefully live our lives with enhanced health, happiness, and success. As Martha Proust said approximately a century ago, quote, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new lands, but in seeing with
New eyes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
gonna stop right there.
Okay.
And so I think
Thank you.
the patriarch
Woo.
group that I'm a part of with Noble and Pooh, who I want to make sure I give him his props. This is one of the books that we are reading in that group. So yeah. So I wanted to share that because again, that was more support to what you're sharing, and they can see it and apply it, and even feed on that, so it can be ministered back to them, and begin to make some changes in their life, So we'll definitely go into the gratitude of it next time, and just know in present moment awareness that this is information that you have been asking for, okay? They're answers to prayers that you have been praying, and you didn't even know you were praying, even in your complaining and your drama. You on the other end of that, you know that everything that you require is within you, and so it's a matter of you meditating, as Shifa had mentioned today, using the tools, right, to be able to magnetize and draw out of you and magnetize to you the solutions, the answers,
Yes.
the
Yes.
frequency for you to wake the F up.
That's right. That's right. We said it. Wake the F up. Get with your forgotten available blessings.
Yeah.
Forgotten available blessings. Thank you. What a powerful, powerful share. Powerful share. Powerful share. We are going to go into the gratitude on next week. So make sure that you are present. Make sure that you are present as we wrap up. This is so nourishing to my heart, to my soul, to know that this has been coming. I've been receiving the in-streaming up to this episode, and there you are in Chattanooga having the same heart experience. Okay, we're on the same wavelength. The alignment, as always, right? We ain't surprised, and we're not surprised. I just want to acknowledge that when you have a coherent team around you, okay, when you are on the beam, when you are on mission, a coherent team will attract to you, and you will find yourselves not only all on the same mission, but operating through that proverbial one mind, right? That one mind, because the fact of the matter is, it's only one mind, okay? All right? And yeah, that part. And that's why we live in the oneness. We live in the oneness. We live in the power of oneness. And years ago, so I used to have an email address called Power of Oneness at Yahoo. And Felicia took that Power of Oneness and turned the word power into people organized with evolving responsibility. I said, what? So that's just another example of how we tune in, right? How we tune in and get the work done. Huh?
I didn't know you had a Power Oneness at Yahoo email. I never knew that.
Yeah. See?
I don't remember if I did know it, but
yeah, that was when I was in Charlotte, that was the first that was like the first email that I had for Oneness, Power of Oneness at yahoo.com.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we were at when we had when that acronym came through, it was me, you, and Sister Mamie at the library planning a healing art event for the community.
Yeah.
To be able to help people tap back into the natural ways that, we heal.
Yeah.
Activate the body's ability to self-heal.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
grandmama.
Like grandmama and them. Yeah. Yeah. So, something my husband always says, he says, I ain't new to this, right? So we ain't new to this, we true to this.
We true to this.
Right. We ain't new to this, we true to this, right? We've been doing this for a long time. Right, okay? So we're here to serve. We're here to share this information. We're here for you. We're here for you. We're here for you, right? So you get some information, and you get some information, and you get some information, right? You get some information, right, to help you along the way, along the path of what we call oneness wellness as a lifestyle, oneness wellness lifestyles, right? So we encourage you to wake the F up. Wake up your forgotten available blessings, your heart, your brain, your skin, okay? We invite you to wake the F up to a higher frequency, accelerated beingness so that you experience ascension in this life, right? You move from a 3D human into a 4D genuine human, right? You move into being a genuine human, okay? Much more than this spacesuit that we're in called body, this system of aliveness we call body while we breathe in it. So with that, we are going to release you, right, from this experience and challenge you to go forth, right? Go forth into the world as a being of love and light, right? Peace, love and light and joy, right? Fall in love with your life. And we will see you on the next Wake the F Up on Celio next heptad, and we should be finished with your intro to galactic consciousness by then, and we'll tidy that up as well. So with that, I'm Shifa Ali Scott here in Hawaii, having been accompanied by my destiny twin, Ms. Felicia Muhammad, on her way back, right? Right.
Love, 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 love.
Love, 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 love. All right. So with that, we say, on behalf of Rashidi and Paul, we say aloha.
Yeah, we'll see y'all July 1st.
Music.
All right.
Music.
Can't play the music.
Oh, we can't.
No, we can't play the music because YouTube is mad with us right now. So we'll add it in. All right. Aloha.
Bliss, bliss.
Bliss, bliss.